This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the MCTV News Update. I'm Uvie Bikomo. Yesterday, health officials reported more than 1,000 new cases of coronavirus and 39 additional deaths in the state of Texas. The Texas Department of State Health Services also reported a total of 38,869 confirmed cases and 1,088 deaths. The definite numbers are likely higher as many people have not been tested, and studies suggest people can be infected and not show symptoms. A growing number of Americans are having trouble paying rent with the rise in unemployment around the country. According to data from the National Multifamily Housing Council, nearly 20% of renters, or about 300,000 renters, did not pay their monthly rent by May 6th, a rate up from last year's 18%. The statistics shows an improvement from April, when nearly a third of Americans failed to pay rent by the 5th day of the month. Yesterday, Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced Britain would soon impose a mandatory quarantine on travelers arriving in the country by air to try to avert a new wave of coronavirus infections. No details were offered about how the quarantine will work. However, under a phased lifting of the lockdown, Johnson said some shops and schools may reopen as early as June 1st, and restaurants and cafes may follow in July. The phased reopening will hinge on keeping low levels of transmission. According to a New York Times database, the officially reported number of coronavirus cases worldwide has soared above 4 million people across 177 countries, and more than 250,000 people have died. China, where the outbreak erupted, began to reopen weeks ago after reports of new cases slowed, but now ranks behind 10 other countries, including Brazil, the UK, and Iran, in its official case count. In India, a weeks-long lockdown seems to be slowing the virus's spread. However, after the government began easing restrictions, the number of new infections shot up. The doubling rate of the virus dropped from 12 days to 9.5 as well. And in Italy, some people who were counted as recovered say they are still experiencing symptoms. This morning, Texas Tech University launched a special website to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the tornado that struck Lubbock on May 11, 1970, in memory of the 26 people who died and in honor of the thousands whose lives were disrupted. The site features stories on Texas Tech alumni, memories of the storm, the university's contribution in the tornado's aftermath, and the now world-renowned National Wind Institute that emerged as a result. In addition, the university will also host a special observance at 9:45 p.m. to mark the time when the tornado was on the ground in the city. All the lights around Memorial Circle, the Broadway entrance to campus, the Engineering Key, and the Science Quadrangle will be turned off, and the cyclotrams will ring the bells 26 times, one for each victim. The public is being asked to stay home and observe the memorial through a live stream on the university's Facebook page and maintain social distancing measures. The website can be accessed through ttu.edu, and the live stream can be watched at www.facebook.com/TexasTechU. That's a look at today's news for MCTV. I'm Uvie Bikomo.
Reporting from Austin, Texas, I'm Madison Hartin, and this is your MCTV Weather Update. It is a solemn day in Lubbock, Texas today as we remember the 50-year anniversary of the famous Lubbock Tornado. On this day, May 11th, in 1970, an F5 tornado struck Lubbock, Texas, killing 26 people. It went straight through the downtown area and the damage was catastrophic for the time. Tonight, Texas Tech campus will be hosting a memorial where the campus bells will be rung 26 times in honor of the 26 people that died, but seeing as campus is still closed due to the COVID-19 outbreak, they ask that everyone pay their respects from the comfort of their own home. And it is ironic that on the 50-year anniversary of the greatest severe weather phenomenon to ever hit Lubbock, Texas, we do have another chance of severe weather. For today, we're going to see cloudy conditions with a stray thunderstorm possible. Winds are going to be coming from the south at 15 to 25 miles per hour, and the high temperature is going to be 75. That's going to drop down to 58 degrees as we start to see more thunderstorms rolling into the area, with the wind coming from the south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Into late afternoon and this evening, that's when we're going to start seeing our severe weather chances. It is a slight risk of severe thunderstorms for the area. I'm sorry, I stuttered a little bit. With the winds possible coming at 60 to 70 miles per hour, and hail is going to be about 1 inch to 2 inches, which is big enough to damage your car and your property, so if you are able to move your car into a garage or under a covered parking space, definitely do so. Tornadoes for the area are possible for this evening, and I will go over tornado safety as we go into later in this broadcast. But coming up on our 3-day forecast, we can see that for Tuesday, the severe weather will be out of the area. High of 83 for that day, a low of 62, partly cloudy conditions with a southerly wind coming at 10 to 20 miles per hour. For Wednesday, we see a high of 88 degrees, low of 62, partly cloudy conditions with a south by southwesterly wind coming at 15 to 25 miles per hour. And then for Thursday, we are finally going to start seeing some sunny conditions, although the rain will be appearing again this weekend, with a high of 95 degrees, a low of 64, sunny conditions, and a south by southwesterly wind coming at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Now, seeing as we do have those severe weather chances going into this evening, I would like to go over some ideas of tornado safety as well as some myths about tornado safety. The first myth is that opening windows will equalize pressure. This is completely false. If anything, if a tornado is passing over your area, you should be as far away from windows as humanly possible. Get into a central room in your house with no windows, like a closet, or being in a basement is even better. Speaking of basements, tornado myth number 2 is that the southwest corner of a basement is the safest corner. Yes, being in a basement is the safest place to be during a tornado if it is available to you, but there is nothing inherently safer about the southwest corner of your basement. Number 3, when on the road, the best place to ride out a tornado is under a bridge. Please remember, everyone, that you cannot outdrive a tornado, and if you are on the roads, please turn around, or even better, stop your car, get out of it, find a low place like a ditch to lay in, and lay completely flat and hope the tornado passes over you. I personally know someone who has survived tornadoes this way, and it is absolutely the safest thing that you can do in this situation. Do not try to stay in your car, do not outrun a tornado, and if anything, being under a bridge just creates a huge wind tunnel for the wind to pick you up and carry you away. So being under a bridge is one of the worst places you could possibly be. This myth was popularized by a few storm chasing shows where they did this, but please do not heed their advice. Stay away from the bridges. Number 4, tornadoes never cross hills, rivers, or roads. This is completely false. While it is hard for a tornado to pass over a big highway or a large body of water, it is extremely possible. Don't think you're safe just because it's on the other side of a highway or a body of water from you. This makes you no safer. And, of course, number 5, tornadoes cannot hit cities. This myth is a bit of an interesting one. It comes from the fact that statistically less tornadoes hit cities. But there is nothing inherent about cities that makes you safer to be in them during severe weather. The reason that this myth has started is because that cities proportionally take up less space in areas like the South Plains or the Great Plains, where tornadoes are possible. So, it's not that tornadoes don't hit cities, they're just less likely to because they take up less space. But as we learned 50 years ago with the Lubbock Tornado, tornadoes can hit anywhere at any time when conditions are right. So everyone, please stay safe as we go into this evening, and please remember your tornado safety and weather safety guidelines. For Mctv, I'm Madison Hartin. Be sure to check tqhub.net every day for more weather updates.